What's up, everybody? Welcome to the couch, the last couch of 2018. Today we're going to talk about something pretty awesome. Unfortunately, leaked already, so it's not really a surprise anymore. But it's a pretty fucking dope product nonetheless. Um, so I'm not gonna wait too long. I mean, obviously everybody knows already. Let me just log out here on the site. Let me go back. Yeah. All right, just had a quick update. As you can see, things are a little turbulent here. I've just been told that if we update, we're going to release a new software together with this product. And this is the main thing that I'm going to be talking about today, actually. But if you guys are using the new TBS Agent X, you will have to wait until like the 2nd or 3rd of January to get this new update. Just because, well, actually, what you can also do is you can uninstall the agent and then reinstall it, and then it'll work, the Agent X. Anyway, without much further ado, let me quickly switch to my computer right here, and we will talk about the new product that we're going to launch. And it's the TBS Crossfire Diversity Nano RX, and it's basically the full Crossfire diversity receiver in a much smaller package, in a nano package to be precise. And let me switch to the product screen here real quick. Boom, here we go. Put my finger next to it right here. This is my index finger. To give you guys an idea, this here is the recently launched MMCX HV, and this here is the size of the Diversity Nano. So yeah, for anybody that couldn't install the big Diversity RX but still wanted the full functionality, this is where it's at. You guys can get it right now. It's available on our site, and it will be available with most of the local dealers right now. The weight is about 2 grams, 3 grams. Nothing really special. Like, let me just give you a comparison here to, this is the Unify 5 volt. Okay, this is to date the smallest video transmitter that we've made. So it's about the same size. In terms of weight, if I scroll down here and you can see the specifications, so weight is about 2 grams. We got about 24 by 18 millimeters, and it requires the latest firmware, the 2.87. So this is what we'll be talking about in a couple of minutes. What will it come with? So it will come, the PCB, obviously. You will get 2 of the standard dipole antennas, and you'll get a whole bunch of cables and shrink tube with it. The cables are silicon, no surprises there, and the shrink tube is a little bit longer, so you can cut it to length, and you can mess up a half, half of it. Yeah, so. Maybe let's talk real quick about the benefits of a diversity receiver. So one of the things is you can now cross-polarize your antennas. That means you will never have any polarization effects. Another thing that you can do is you can position the 2 antennas in a way that none of them will ever be blocked by carbon fiber. So if you're flying with mini quads and you want to fly long range, you can put one under your front arm, one under your back arm, and regardless of how you will be situated, you will never have both antennas blocked. In terms of like maximum range, the maximum theoretical range is the same as the Crossfire Nano, right? But the practical range almost doubles. This is what we've seen in our tests. So with with a diversity receiver, we've been able to go up to 100 kilometers with solid radio link. And with a regular receiver, we've only been able to do like 50 to 60 km. And that's just because of the way that, you have twice the amount of receivers, so you'll be capturing most of the signals, at least with one of the receivers. So that's what you can expect with the Diversity Nano receiver. In terms of signal reliability, it'll be much better. In terms of maximum range, it'll be much better. But that's not all, right? So for those of you that are familiar with our regular Diversity Nano RX, you'll know that it has a battery. So this thing here, let me just cut here to the product page. It doesn't really come with a battery, right? Because it's too small and not all the applications require a battery. However, it does come with a battery charging circuit on it. So there are 2 pins. I believe it's 2 on the side, and you can hook any 1S battery up to it, and it will basically act the same. So there's a cutoff switch, it's an on-off switch. There's a battery charging circuit, so that as soon as you power on your quad, it'll check, is the battery full? If it is not full, it'll start charging that battery. And it takes about 30 minutes to charge any battery up to full capacity. So you can get an old tiny volt battery, or you can get a broken 2S battery or whatever. Desolder one, it's a 1S battery, right? So you solder on one battery onto the receiver, or just shrink tube it together with the receiver, however you want to do it, and that receiver will be powered on always. Now, what do you get from that? First of all, you can get the find mode. That means you can search for your quad, even if you don't have GPS, even if you have nothing, like even if the main battery ejects, you can still basically use it as an RF beacon and locate your quad. If you have GPS anywhere in the system, like if you have it connected to your flight controller, if you have a GPS connected to your flight controller, Crossfire will be able to read it, and it'll be able to broadcast the GPS signals back to you, even if your main battery ejects, right? So let's say you crash behind a mountain, right? So you fly behind a mountain, you disarm the quad, it'll fall down anywhere, right? And you'll be able to find it using the RF beacon mode or using the GPS beacon mode with the external battery. So it's a little bit, it's a serious toy. That's what the Crossfire Diversity receiver can do. In terms of the firmware updates, we've got a lot of cool shit there as well. So let me just go in here real quick. So the new release, which is firmware 2.87 or 2.88, it will support firmware. It will support SmartAudio 2.1, which is this new SmartAudio standard that we launched last week. It'll obviously have the support for the Diversity Nano. And for the Micro V2 and Nano normal receivers, you'll be able to go up to 6 channels on PWM. And it does that by basically doing away with the BST port. So the BST, SCL, and SDA ports, they will switch to PWM. So if you have a Micro V2 or a Nano RX, you'll be able to hook up 6 channels. It's perfect for fixed wing pilots. And a lot of people have been asking, because the product already leaked a little early, right? So a lot of people have been asking, what about the Diversity Nano? Will it be able to do CRSF on 2 ports? Because that previously did not work. So yes, you can. The new Diversity Nano RX plus the old Diversity RX with the firmware 2.88 will get the full capabilities of having 2 serial ports, so 2 times CRSF output, or 1 times Mavlink, 1 times CRSF or S-Bus, plus SmartAudio all together. And last but not least, we have improved the sensitivity of dynamic power. So for those of you that haven't been trusting it as much, I know I'm one of them. I flew in the city here with very high noise levels and there the dynamic power did not really work as intended. I've tested it recently. It works much better, so there is better reliability on the dynamic power mode. So these are the software updates that will be coming with 2.88. The problem is right now, if you're using the TBS Agent X, which is still in beta, it doesn't download the new firmware files, right? So they are public, but you have to uninstall the agent and reinstall it, or just wait for the fix on Monday, Tuesday, I guess. What day is today? I think today is, well, today is Monday. Tuesday is a public holiday, so Wednesday. There we go. I'll try and go over some questions now. I know that there have been a whole bunch. I haven't been able to read your messages. So if you guys have any questions that I haven't answered, please ask them now. Pricing, obviously, is a big one. So it's $59.95 for the Diversity Nano. Availability, it should be available in pretty much all the stores as of right now. I know Phaser FPV has got some. I know RC Hanger has got some. I know Red Bee has got some. I'm pretty sure Heli Nation has some, or either on the way. And usually Pyroflip does as well. For Get FPV, as far as I've been told, they have placed an order, but it hasn't shipped out yet. So that's what I know in terms of availability out of the top of my head. But just do the googly and find it out. Andre is asking about Flarm. Yes, obviously it has Flarm. It has the same feature set as all of the different as the Diversity receiver, the basic Diversity receiver. Tom is asking, does the Diversity only have 8 channels? It has 8 ports, so it can run up to 12 channels, possibly more in the future. So only 8 ports though. Joaquin says he's late. What's going on? We released the Diversity Nano RX. This is what's going on. $59.95. Check the link in the top right here. Thank you very much, Leo. Leo says it's a lit product. Rise Evans just posted the link to Phaser FPV. Thank you very much. Ryan Copeland says, will it run with 2 Immortal Ts or can we mix? So it will come with the standard antennas, but you can mix any kind of receiver antennas from TBS. It comes with the basic or the standard UFL dipole. How about tuned antennas not using any pigtails in between? Sorry, that won't work. But you can use the TBS Unify Pro pigtails. I suggest the 1.13 millimeters, the black ones, the Vendetta pigtails, and yeah, you can then run any other kind of antenna. But if you're going to get the tuned antennas, I still suggest to get the big Diversity RX, just because it's a little bit more convenient also to plug it into. I'm presuming you'll be using the plane if your antenna is that size. Wayne, yeah, thanks for watching during your holidays. And yeah, obviously the product leaked on like Friday, Thursday night, I think, or Friday. We've been working all weekend trying to like cover it, but yeah. It's hard to contain the excitement on a TBS product launch, especially one that's this monumental. Like, I mean, the Nano RX was huge, but I think this here is the next step in terms of reliability for long range pilots. There's like one important thing to talk about is this has completely 2 separate RF stages, right? Like when we say diversity, we actually mean diversity, not just 2 antennas. So this is not an antenna switching algorithm with 1 receiver. You can actually see there's 2 receiver chipsets on it. So it's 2 separate nano receivers that mix and match between each other. Alexander, still don't know what it is. It's a Diversity Nano receiver for Crossfire. Ryan is saying mounting them 90 degrees. Yes, obviously that will be the ideal solution. Either 45 degrees or completely 90 degrees apart to prevent any kind of cross polarization. Robert, 12 planes to update. That sounds like you're going to be busy. But starting from version 2.3, I think we do have auto bind. So just turn them on, run the update. It's like a minute and a half. All right, Tweak FPV already has 2.88 installed. Well, that was fast. All right, enjoy it. And I guess these are all the questions. Will the Find Mode GPS work with Xfire Mini via the Lua script? You will get the telemetry information, but it won't have the RF beacon find mode, right? So you will have the basic, you will be receiving the GPS information if you have hooked up a GPS to your flight controller or using the TBS GPS and the BST port, but you will not be able to have the find mode that is built into the Lua. Well, it's not built into the Lua. Thomas says it's snowing back at home. Well, that's not a surprise. Matthew Evans is asking about the important updates. The other updates that we have is SmartAudio 2.1, improved dynamic output power mode, and multiple UART ports. So it's worth updating in any case. Can you use the GPS without Core Pro? Yes, you can. You can just hook it up via BST. Mike Scharf, speaking of the TBS GPS, can't find it on the store. Yes, it's currently out of stock. It should still be on the store, but it's currently out of stock. I think that's one of the products that will be affected by Chinese New Year. Quick Fox is asking about the range with the Unify Race 2 on 400 milliwatts. Well, 400 milliwatts should take you about 5 miles. Using obviously like a good VAS patch killer, I think Alex calls them, the Crosshair Extremes. Using one of these, you can probably get about 5 miles with the new Race 2.0. When does it hit the UK? They should be hitting the UK today. We shipped out a whole bunch last week. They're available from our store. They should be available from the local dealers as soon as they wake up or as soon as they find out that we have launched it. Frick is asking, how do you delete the TBS agent off of the Crossfire? I think that question is flipped. How do you delete the Crossfire out of the agent? You just hit delete next to the item. But what you actually have to do is you have to uninstall the entire Agent X and reinstall it in order to wipe the cache information for the firmware files. So that's one of the bugs that we're still waiting to fix. No, I was asking about CRSF GPS. Well, because you're watching, yeah, it's in there, but we're not communicating that yet. All right. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. It's 7:30 here, so we're going to go out and, well, first of all, have some dinner, and then we're going to go watch the fireworks. And I guess we will see you guys in 2019. 2018 has been fucking awesome. We've launched a whole bunch of products just towards the end of it. We just nearly made it. The next 2 to 3 weeks will be super busy as well. We will continue to launch new products for you guys. And well, as all of these hit the shelf, I'm sure there will be plenty of feedback, and there's a couple of really cool new software features coming. There's also an elephant in the room, obviously the Tango 2, that will be hitting sooner or later. I don't really want to make any predictions because I know you guys will be pissed if I miss them. Richard Whalen is asking SmartAudio 2.1, what's new? All right, I'll hit that one real quick before we go into the Happy New Year. SmartAudio 2.1, we have remapped the power levels. So we went from 25 to 100 to 400 milliwatts instead of having the 200 milliwatts in between. SmartAudio 2.1 still supports the 200 milliwatts, obviously. But the reason why we went from 25 to 100 to 400 is because it's 6 dB every time. So that means a doubling in range. So it's a more logical progression in terms of the output power. That's the first thing we did. The second thing is you now have pit mode that you can enable and disable during flight, which means that if you crash your quad, you can turn off your VTX during a race, or you can do like a seamless handover in a team race scenario. So these are the two changes with SmartAudio 2.1. As far as I know, it's not yet fully promulgated to beta flight, but you know, the guys are on holidays as well, so it might take another week or two. All right, that's pretty much it. Well, two people have asked, or well, one guy has asked twice, any plans on a budget CRSF receiver? Well, the new one's pretty cheap. I think it's at $30 right now. If you look back a year and a half ago, most of the 2.4 receivers were at 25 to 30 bucks. So a super budget was considered to be like 25 bucks. Yeah, it's not yet fully mature technology, right? So once we make them in 100,000s, we'll be able to drop the price a little further. But as you can see from the price drops that we have made this year, Crossfire is getting more popular, and obviously that means that the price is coming down. That's just the way it works. Scale, economies of scale. Look it up on Wikipedia. All right, thanks guys. Have a good one and enjoy the Happy New Year celebrations. Don't fly into fireworks. It's boring. It's been done before. And see you guys later. Bye-bye.